Ngoudjo-Souleymane rankings.
Best package. Well, you answered now. Today, Bob, you're going to see the same stuff, but early, he's a little quicker-handed, and he stepped out of trouble there. The trenches. A good atmosphere, what our fans are in store for. Step out, he can counter a little bit. Gets behind Ngoudjo, down to finish that push jab we talked about. Jab. You know, I see your pair, and I'll...
In our main event. Alongside Teddy Atlas tonight, Ngoudjo, a battle of junior welterweights. Higher level in those last three fights to Paulie Malignaggi.
Well, Malignaggi right now, I hate to remember, is the plan to fight Hatton, so I would think that's what fighter. What I don't like, so using that half a jab. There's quicker, little fleeter on the outside, but he's not taking advantage, and he's letting Ngoudjo walk right in that front door.
And this time Ngoudjo does walk in the front door, and at least for a moment had Mbaye staggered up against the ropes, and now has him staggered in the middle of the ring.
No jab coming from Mbaye. When there should be a jab coming, he's going to be forced to fight in Ngoudjo's fight, right on the inside.
A solid second round for Herman Ngoudjo in our main event on Friday Night Fights.
The body, and you're going to get all over Mbaye like a cheap suit. And that's exactly what Ngoudjo did there in that last round.
As if he was getting the support from the Cameroon government. He left behind a family where he is the sixth, and his parents years, but maybe halfway around the world.
2 fights for Ngoudjo. He had 70 kickboxing matches before turning pro. To do that, get on the outside, use your right hand, set up some traps.
2006, but in only his second title defense as a 7-1 favorite, a 6.5-inch height advantage, but basically stood right in front of Gavin Reese the ring at all, and Reese simply outfought him.
Well, you can see some of that happening right here, Bob. Slowly but surely, and not that slowly because we're in the third round only. Mbaye is starting to give up that dimension more and more. You know, so far the difference in this fight has been that Ngoudjo has done what he's had to do in the area that he needs to do it, in close. Mbaye has not done what he's had to do in the area that he needs to do it, on the outside.
A good start for Herman Ngoudjo.
Oh, for a long time.
Now, Jean Pascal was supposed to fight, but he will fight. Mbaye looks to have.
And the man who's going to be in down, using that metal piece they call the end swell, taking the swelling, that's going to be Bob Miller. He's doing a better job this round in 2 ways. He's to do a little pot to be tied up. There he goes back to work.
Seems to answer, though, as we're seconds of the 4th round, scheduled for 12.
This round, like I said, taking the dimension that he has and that Ngoudjo doesn't have on the outside. And then one thing about Mbaye, advantage on the outside, but he's not afraid to fight on the inside, and he's pretty darn good at it. Important is winning the fight. That's how important. But side didn't do the work he did the prior round. Allowed himself to be tight fighter. You want to make sure.
4 rounds, and Mbaye comes back.
Mbaye going into this fight, and it's looking better and better. Not shy about mixing it up on the inside that Ngoudjo doesn't have. And hold his own on the inside. That could be a good
citizen.
You know, I got a question, but you know, great games in which he went the full 9 innings. You'd probably see in which he's gone 12. You know, body getting a little tired. We're gonna watch if he wants to win this fight.
Actually, 9 fights. He went the distance tonight. It would be the 10th for Herman Ngoudjo.
That we have right now. Ngoudjo has 2 losses.
Round matchup between Herman and Ngoudjo.
You know, Bob, there's 2 reasons for that. Both fighters are going to go rounds. living on popcorn at home, as we would say maybe during a baseball game. A little change for Ngoudjo a moment ago. Attention him. He's not sure of himself.
This fight, but Mbaye, although it doesn't seem to have gotten him, maybe, or it doesn't seem.
No, it doesn't. And right now, Ngoudjo went in and out, using the feet. That
seconds remaining in what turns out to be a pretty even round between the
zeros in that bank account. My first thought was, is always in top, accomplished what he's wanted to, winning title. Hey, yeah. But my second thought was, for a big ring, Ngoudjo, I think.
Are you surprised that it doesn't seem as if he's maybe taking advantage?
Ability on the outside the box, but you're seeing that half a jab. Well, then the career. You know, to be special at anything. He's not making me forget adjustment. He's gone in. He's not snapping his jab enough.
Mbaye and Ngoudjo. A very other scenery.
Yes,
when Joe said he could. Let's check Teddy's scorecard through last couple of rounds, taking a slight lead, as you might expect.
And again, on the outside. There is your answer.
Of his WBA super light in July of last year to Gavin Rees. And he is now trying to climb back.
Mbaye being in command on the outside. The last couple rounds, Mbaye has not been caught. And you know what? Jab has not been coming.
It's been a workmanlike effort for Herman Ngoudjo to take the lead through 8. Coming up on Wednesday night fights. Next week, we saw Sam the
in France, Spain,
in Paris to Singalese parents. And he's an amateur boxer, but had over 70 fights as a kickboxer. I asked him, well, why the change from traditional kickboxing for lucrative and upward
looking bad on Ngoudjo.
In the eye of Ngoudjo, since it was originally injured 5 rounds ago.
Appropriately so, you think, well, gee.
Sportsmanship between Mbaye and Ngoudjo after on the break as we come to the end of the 9th.
For that last round, I could see what Mbaye did a little better job not serving him. Mbaye stayed away from that eye of Ngoudjo.
But the left eye.
To go, the referee took a look at that eye, cleaned the blood away. Very strongly to Mbaye behind on my scorecard, and obviously if he's not going to jab, at least look to time Ngoudjo as he comes in with right
of the 10th here on Friday Night Fights Card Countdown. The 11th round. It's another tough round.
Throwing a lot of punches in and out. Then Mbaye, or is Mbaye?
Would those punches score?
Part of the intrigue of this fight.
Punches from Mbaye.
Now, he's picking up. He thinks he might have a block. Every time Ngoudjo starts to take a
right hand for Mbaye. Might work the block. His left eye is completely shut. This is the 11th round.
On the backside, his trainers may kick him in the back advantage with that closed. Again, you see Mbaye trying to pick Ngoudjo off coming forward.
To go on the 11th. The main event will go to the 12th round when we come back to Montreal. Then what could easily be the determination Mbaye in the black and silver. And Herman, the Black Panther citizen now. And the crowd, a very even fight.
You know, both the possibility in this last round. On my scorecard, he does. Ngoudjo fighting, going in and out, doing his version of picking up his punch rate.
And these two right back at it for the last night. Stanford and Cal State Fuller in it of the last round.
The distinctive going about throwing their punches and be trying to place them to any. And you see the.
A few seconds remaining before the main event goes to the scorecard. Souleymane Mbaye. Seconds remaining. And this one does indeed go the distance. Joe and Souleymane Mbaye.
Herman, la Panthère Noire.